Sadiq Khan is interested in two things: money and Sadiq Khan. Let's talk to Susan Hall, who is, of course, a London mayoral candidate, hoping to kick Sadiq Khan out of office after what's happened today. I imagine she'll be getting a bit of a boost in the old voting booth. Susan, a very good morning to you.
Hello, Mike. How are you?
I'm quite wound up, actually, because I'm absolutely incandescent that this judge has allowed Sadiq Khan to go ahead with this basic tax on ordinary working people, making it possible for him to charge them to get into their own car, drive it down their own street and go and look after their mothers.
I know, it's shocking, isn't it? And apparently, because I asked the TfL Commissioner, they're reckoning on £200 million a year they will get from this, and that's off the backs of hard-working Londoners and charities and businesses, Mike. It's an absolute disgrace.
It really is. I mean, I spoke earlier to somebody from Bromley Council. They said this is not the end of it. They're going to try and fight it. They're going to try and take it on to another level, perhaps legally, but they're not giving up yet. What's your understanding of where you can go from here?
To be honest, I don't know where we can go from here. He's due to bring it in at the end of August. Clearly, the lawyers will look at this and see if there's room for appeal, but goodness knows how long that will take. And I think the courts won't be sitting then anyway, so I suspect he'll just bring it in, which I thought he would do anyway. He'll be very smug about this. What he doesn't understand is it's Londoners that are against this. It's his very own constituency, if you like. Londoners don't want this, and he's just not listening.
No, he really isn't. And it's clearly not about pollution. It's not about making the air cleaner, because if it was, he would be stopping cars from being driven rather than charging people for the privilege, wouldn't he?
Well, that's right. His own impact assessment said it would make virtually no difference at all. I tell you, Mike, if I'm mayor on May the 2nd next year, I will stop this straight away. And I'll set up a fund, a £50 million fund, so that any councils that have got a hotspot where there's pollution can bid into that fund to fix it just in that area. But to put this blanket charge on everybody is nothing short of a disgrace.
I mean, it really is extraordinary, isn't it? And one of the things that we have seen already is quite a lot of what you might call kind of individual resistance to some of these cameras being put up. Some of them have been vandalised, some of them have been taken down. I don't imagine that that will change, will it?
No, but that's illegal, so I will certainly not condone that. I would ask people not to do that. It is illegal. I mean, if I'm a mayor on the May the 2nd, I will stop this, but I will leave the cameras up purely. There's about 60 million, at least £60 million worth of kit up there. Yeah. They've all got automatic number plate ability on them, so we would give that to the police, because the second thrust of my mayoral campaign is all around policing. We've got to get our roads safer. There's no question about that. So I would leave the cameras up purely for that. I mean, he wants the cameras up there because, let's face it, he wants pay per mile as well. And then anybody who thinks that this extended ULEZ won't affect them, which, by the way, it will anyway, because it's going to affect businesses, but if they think it won't affect them, you wait till you get pay per mile in London alone. You know, everybody will sit up then, because it'll be too late.
But that's the other problem, is that, yeah, you say there's 60 million quid's worth of cameras up there, but that's our money he's spending. You know, who the hell gave him permission to do that?
Well, absolutely, and the scrappage scheme is also all our money, and he can throw millions and millions more into it. That is also our money. Perhaps use those millions to look at the hotspots around London. But, of course, this is just a tax grab. Let's not get this wrong. It's a tax grab. £200 million from the poorest of Londoners and from businesses and charities. Not good enough. This mayor is a disgrace, quite frankly.
No, he really is. And our man in Bromley at the council there said that if he has got, you know, to put his money where his mouth is, why doesn't he put a hold on this until the election next year and make it an election pledge, rather than actually just bringing it in while he's still mayor this time? Make it an election pledge, let people vote on it, and if they want it, let them vote for him, and if they don't want it, let them vote for you.
Well, that's right. He won't do that, though, Mike. We both know that. He doesn't want it. He didn't want it delayed because he didn't want it to be too near the election, because he knows it's, you know, it's an election loser, quite frankly. But at the end of the day, the most important thing here is that he's not listening to Londoners. He just does what he wants all the time. Londoners have got to boot him out, quite frankly, and I hope that they put me in on May the 2nd. Yeah,
so do I, because I'm sick to death of Sadiq Khan. I wrote a piece in the Telegraph about it this morning. You can have a look at that. Very good to talk to you, though, Susan. Thank you very much indeed.